Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me, PlayStation Fanboy. Before this video starts, I'd like to do a quick disclaimer. This video is going to be talking about a Japanese urban legend. If you get easily scared or startled, this video is not for you. You should click off and see some of our other videos. If you're brave enough, consider watching this video at your own risk. And if you like this kind of stuff, why not subscribe, and we might do something very similar to like this in the future. Now, enjoy the story. A long time ago, when I was around 5 or 7 years old, I used to live in Japan. I always walked home from school after taking the train. I always go to my local family mart, but the day happened to change my life forever. I'll never forget this moment. After walking out of the store, I was on my way home. I heard a very strange noise. If I can remember, it sounded like a strange po-po-po. At the time, I was scared for a split second. I felt a very strange presence. I looked up for a few seconds and then I saw a white hat, but not a normal white hat. It looked like a sun hat if my memory serves correctly. Then there she was, Hassaku Sama, a very tall woman, around 8 foot tall. She was very pale, with a long white dress and a sun hat. I remember looking at her face, very scared, nothing but dark holes where the eyes should be, and a long, creepy smile. I always told about the story in my family events to my cousins, but I never believed them. But now I see her face to face. I was motionless. I couldn't even move if I wanted to, but she spoke in a very seductive voice. I'll do my best to translate for you. She said the following: "Hello there, little one. Look how cute you are. You are so alone, just like me. Would you like to be my friend? I have a very special place for my friends." She said it with an evil grin forming on her face. Without thinking, I bolted running past her. She tried to get me, but I ran so fast, without looking behind me. After it felt like years, I made it home. As I entered home, I saw my mom at the kitchen. She just got back home from work, and she was about to start cooking. I didn't want to scare her, so I acted like nothing ever happened. It was so hard. I wanted to tell her, but I never did. Anytime I would get out from home to go to the store or school, I always felt scared, like I would see Hassaku Sama again. I felt that way for years. Right before my 13th birthday, my dad got to work overseas, so we went with him to the United States of America. I had to say goodbye to my grandparents and my friends. Living in the US was fun, but it took a lot of time to get used to it. I didn't fear to go outside again. When I was in summer break, my mom asked me if she wanted for me to go with her to go see her friends back in Japan. She wanted to know if I wanted to go, so I said yes. It's been years since I've seen them, but right before we started packing, I told my mom what happened to me when I was younger. I can never forget the look on my mother's eyes right when I said it. She gave me a big hug, and she told me why I didn't tell her, and I told her I was very scared. Then my mother explained Hassaku Sama brings death wherever she goes. She told me I was very lucky to be alive, but this should not make the trip fail or go away. After spending time with my mom and my grandparents for the past few weeks, every time I went outside in my hometown, I was no longer scared like I was younger. But at the same time, I wanted to know what I experienced was all in my head or it was a true experience. I went to the same place at the same time. Then it happened. The same pow 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 noise. It was getting louder and louder. I saw the same sun hat I saw years ago. She standing right in front of me. She was 8 foot tall, the same dress and sun hat. She looks at me with the same black eyes and creepy smile that I remember. She spoke, "Hello again, my dear child. It's been years since I last saw you. Look how big you've grown. Have you come back to be my friend? Because if that's the reason, I kill very naughty children." When she said that, I felt the same way when I was younger. I said no. I would never be your friend ever. I know you bring death wherever you go. I came to face my fear. Then I turned away from her, walking away. And then she said, "My dear child, I always find you. I always do. Not many people survive after seeing me." I didn't look back. I just walked away. I never turned back. After what happened, I told my mom about it. She was shocked that I faced my fear, but she was happy. But we were both worried after our trip. In the plane, I remember the words she told me. Not many people survive after seeing her, so am I safe? I'm not sure. But whatever happens, I'll be ready. I am no longer afraid of Hassaku Sama. Ever since the trip, I was thinking about what she said. Am I truly safe from her presence? I'm not sure. It's been years since I went back to Japan. The last time I went was with my grandparents, which sadly passed away a few years ago. I haven't been there since. I've been thinking about going back to see my childhood again. I don't care if death is waiting for me. If she's waiting for me, I'm ready for it. Or am I not? I won't lie. I still feel her. But something about it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's her dark, soulless eyes or that creepy smile. I always heard about the urban legends from Japan. I was younger, but I've lived it, and that's what makes it more creepy. It's been a few years since I last been back to Japan, and a few times, mainly for my grandparents' final days. May they rest in peace. I always cross the same plane, not hoping to see that thing again, but I haven't. Is it all in my head? I'm not sure, but I'm glad I can move on from my life. I just see if that's possible. Maybe she'll come back, waiting for me at the right time to strike again. I'm not sure. If I'm ready, I'll face it no matter what. That's the end of the story. Thank you for reading. So, what you guys just heard, sorry for my lack of poor skills here, but what you just heard is a story that was submitted to me by a friend of mine who has a friend who lives in Japan, who, quote unquote, experienced this phenomenon. To give you a bit of context about Hassaku Sama, it's actually a Japanese urban legend that started back in 2008. It's very similar to Slenderman in the case. Apparently, she mainly targets children. Now, the strange po-po-po noise is the kind of noise people hear before she appears. And according to some speculations and due some rumors that I managed to dig up, she mainly brings death wherever she goes. So, do you guys truly believe that this story is true, or if it's false? Now, thank you guys so much for listening to this video, and if you guys like this kind of stuff, why not consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are new. Now, one thing we also need to talk about here is that this experience is truly real. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a true story? Or do you guys think it was something fictional? I'd like to find out what you guys think about in the comment section below. Now, thank you guys so much for watching or listening to this video. I am PlayStation Fanboy, and this is some kind of new content I am looking forward to making. And I'm going to just give you guys my straight up opinions on this story. This story, I don't know, it feels like a horror movie plot, kind of. But in a way, it does seem somewhat real. But we also got to think about, I can't say that this thing that they experience isn't true, because I'm not that person. But it still doesn't mean that this story didn't truly happen. Now, one thing we also need to consider is that for some reason she survived the attack. Now, I'm not sure if actual victims of Hassaku Sama survive for very long. Now that I can't verify. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? And apparently she was around 5. I can't tell if it was a she or a he. What do you guys think? You think this was a guy who experienced this or a girl? Because it doesn't really say in the story. I'm just thinking that it's a girl for some reason. If you guys hear some wind in the background, it's currently windy as we record this session. So, let me know what you guys think. And whatever happens to this person, I hope they are okay and they're not suffering. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this video, and why not consider subscribing, and maybe we might have similar videos like this in the far future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in 2026.